a lot of times we don't even know we have these programs running. And then all of a sudden, if we start to actually observe ourselves, we see them, and then we cannot unsee them. So that's today's stability moment. And I'm going to share what program I'm talking about that I have running that I did not even know was running. So, what happened, Lynette and I, my daughter, we were talking about like it's time for me to start marketing what I've been creating more so than what I've been doing. And in doing that, we were just talking about it and looking at how YouTube hasn't been. I mean, I have my podcast, but I haven't yet moved from YouTube to the podcast. So, and what I'm talking about is the stability moments. I will be compiling them, kind of curating them, and putting, say, 3 or 4, or however many, maybe even, I don't know, however many, and start working towards that end on the podcast, because I have definitely have a more of a reach. And YouTube, it just, the message, for some reason, you can call it algorithm, you can call it anything you want. I really believe that it's the message. I'll get it out there when it's supposed to get out there. And when I talk about my message, it's what I want to share. And when Lynette and I were talking, she said, "You know what, Mommy? I think one of the things that is, if you think about it, when you and I have these conversations, we've been talking about it for a long time. But I just thought, like, could people not really know what you're talking about? Like, they're buzzwords or jargon or things that are, with the in the business." And I thought, gosh, could it be that? And that people are just, it just like it's over their heads, or it's not of interest because it's not of interest because I haven't made the point, or it hasn't hit home for you. And so as I continue to think through this, when we were talking, we started having a pretty deep conversation, and I was listening and I was taking notes. And then I thought, because it was good stuff. She's also an entrepreneur in many ways. She runs our commercial real estate business, and she has, and then she has her own other businesses and things that she's doing. So she knows what she's talking about. I mean, has the experience, as we both do, because we've both been online for a lot of years, as well as other things. So my point was, I was floored, and here was the program that I saw that just, it was so obvious. When it hit me, I was like, oh my gosh, Aruz. I said, Tula, I call her Tula. So I cannot believe that I'm running this. And I wrote it down immediately. Let me see if I had another. Yeah. So, but I wrote it down, and I told her, I said, this is too much. I'll never remember all this, even with the notes. And I thought, that is limitation. That is right there. That it's too much. I'll never remember all that. And I thought, that's what I used to say in school. Like, I thought, this is too much. I can't take it all in. I can't listen to myself talk. Like, I can't take it all in. I can't write it all down. I can't hit the points, because without putting the context, or I lose things. And then when I looked at my notes, and this has been a lifetime of things, when I go back and look at my notes for, like, even in university and everything, I would have no points, and I would forget, and I would get lost, because I'd have half finished thoughts where I didn't even know, like, what was that thought? I know it was so importante, but I didn't have time because the next thing was being said, and I was losing myself. And I almost always said, if I think about that, it's like, it's too much. I'll never remember all this. I'll never remember it. What was I telling my brain? What was I telling my brain, and repeating? And it's so deep that I did not even know that it was there until this morning, and having that conversation. And I just was, wow. And I got so excited here's why. This is what I'm telling you to get excited. No, I'm not telling you to get excited, but this is what I'm telling you about why I get so excited. Because I found this program. It's a program. I get to rewire it. That program that I've been repeating for 60 something years, or maybe 60, maybe 50 something years when I went to school, whatever, but just that, it's too much. I'll never remember it all. That is a message to my brain that this is too much. Don't remember it all. It's like, you're not going to remember it all. Because I repeated it. Then I was always fighting upstream, always trying to remember, always trying to write everything down, always in a panic in classes because I couldn't write like word for word. And people would tell me, you're so studious. And I would be like, I'm stupid. I'm not studious. I'm stupid. I cannot get the points. I can't understand them. And you're seeing me for the first time actually go through this because it's so new to me that this, when Lynette and I were talking this morning, and it was, I had that thought, like, it's too much. I'll never remember it. When I tell you that when you are telling your brain, when you start self-talk, I hope you can hear what I have the windscreen on. It's so funny. The wind was not blowing. It was kind of breezy. And then all of a sudden I come out here and it's whoosh, whoosh. So I think it wants to encourage us. Like, yes, this is it. So it helps us with energy to fly. So it really got me. It got me so deeply because when I tell you that if you want to stop smoking or you want to begin to exercise, let's use exercise. And you tell yourself that you just don't want to do it. I'm not motivated. And how many years have you not done it? And how many years have you not been motivated to do it and all of that? Possibly, depending on, you personally, maybe a lot. And so that right there, you're telling yourself, I want to, but I'm just not doing it. Or I just can't find the time, or all the excuses, all the rationalizations, all the reasons. And that's what you're telling your brain. Have rationalizations, reasons. It's like you're not going to go. Like literally, it's helping you not go to the gym. It's helping you not have the motivation to go to the gym. It's helping you. It's supporting you in what you are telling it. And so if you were to tell your brain, I go to the gym every day, or I work out every day, or I work out 3 times or more each week, just something like I always tell my clients. In fact, this is a really big one on fitness. It's say 3 times or more. Always add or more. Make it an achievable goal. Maybe it's 1 time or more. Like I'm going to the gym 1 time or more. I'm going to meal plan 1 time or more this month. I'm going like make it so achievable so that when you do the or more, maybe you do it twice or you go to the gym 2 or 3 times, that or more gets you there. So and that is also helping you to tell your brain what it is you want to do. So let's go back to the gym. I was just giving you that little, like, to help yourself. But back to the brain, and you to tell your brain, I go to the gym. Let's just say I go to the gym every day. Let's just make it very clean. And just say, I go to the gym every day, or I work out every day. Let's just do that. I work out every day. So it doesn't matter what you do. You could walk, or you could do push-ups, or you could do rebounder, or whatever it is. You could do, squats, you could, whatever it is. But I work out, say 5 minutes every day, something like that. Let's do that for the goal, or just to, not the goal, but just to say it. Because we're not setting a goal here. Right here, you are training the brain. Now, you know that you don't go to the gym every day, or you don't work out. Let me get clear on my example. I keep thinking of the gym, but let's get clear on 5 minutes of exercise, okay? Or 5 minutes of exercise every day. It's just an example. And you tell your brain every single day, and you repeat it. then pretty soon your brain, it doesn't matter that you're not actually going to the gym every day for 5 minutes, or you're not doing fitness every day for 5 minutes. It does not matter. The brain is objective. It's you're telling it what to do. And so the more that you repeat that, the more that it's like, oh yeah, okay, I work out for 5 minutes every day. I work out for 5 minutes every day. It doesn't care. It's not like, wee-haw, I'm going to get strong abs and my neurons are going to really get a six-pack. It's the brain is not, that's not what's going to happen. It's objective. So you're training it, you're wiring it. I work out for 5 minutes every day. I work out for 5 minutes every day. I work out, and you repeat it. And you say it 3 times each time, and you keep saying it to yourself. Make a mantra, make a fun little ditty you know that you say all the time. And then pretty soon what you'll start to notice is you're going to start having these urges to do some squats, or like these opportunities are going to present that you actually want to do. Like maybe you want to rebound for 5 minutes, or maybe you want to walk up a mountain, or maybe you want to jump up and down, or do calf raises, or do anything. You see some cowbells, not cowbells, what do you call those? Dumbbells. But I'm thinking of the ones that you do that. But anyway, just anything to help you, anything that's weighted. And you do those for 5 minutes. Like you just start feeling that, because the brain then is supporting you. So I'm explaining this, that you're not lying when you tell, it's, if you say it and somebody overhears you and they say, this is why you don't want to share with people who aren't going to support you or don't understand, and they'll say, got you. You don't work out for 5 minutes every day. You don't even lift a dish to wash it. And then that gets into your mind. You're like, if you remember, always remind yourself, of course, I'm not in doing it every day, but I'm training my brain to do it every day, and then I will do it every day. But you move forward. Like you start like, oh, I can walk for 5 minutes. That's fitness. Oh, I can lift up my legs and walk in place for 5 minutes and touch my knee to my chest, or any of those things. You just start doing anything, like do these, anything, 5 minutes every day. And the more that you do that, and the more you move yourself that way, and the more that you repeat it, the more you repeat it into your brain, your input equals your output. So I'm sharing that because for 50-something years, I've been telling myself that I'll never get this. Like it's too much. I'll never be able to remember this. That is the thing that I've been telling you, like, I'll never remember names. And I tell you that's a program. I'm too shy. That's a program. Guess what else is a program? It's too much. I'll never remember all that. That's a program. So what do we do with programs? And when I say programs, I'm talking about mental programs that are running, call it like a computer. In fact, Lynette said today, she said, it's like training your chat GPT. Like you're training it to learn about you, to give you what you need. This is what the prompts are about, because you have to keep repeating it so it finally gets it. Sometimes it gets it right away. Sometimes it never gets it. Sometimes it gets it, but you have to keep working with the prompts that you want. You're training it. You're training chat GPT so that the input into, or any AI, the input into that AI is the input going in is your output. That's what you see on your screen. And that's what's happening, just as an example to see it. So that's what I wanted to share today, because that was a stability moment for me. I thought, oh my gosh, Aruz. And now that you know what a program is, the mental program, that what we repeat to ourselves, and basically neurons coming together to form pathways, and they wire and they fire and they wire together to support you or to not. It's like, why are some people successful and others are not? Well, some are wired with repeated programs and habits and emotional things and focused things and what the rules of neuroplasticity, which is the brain's neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself until you take your last breath. I'm just, because Lynette said I might, was thinking about that maybe it's going over people's heads that I'm using jargon that literally I'm just pulling together from different places, and I've been doing it for so long that I'm not seeing like where I even started. So I'm trying to explain myself more, so that and you might be like, yeah, I already know that, so why are you going over this? Because maybe there are people behind, a little further down the road than where we are, and I want them to catch up. I want them to get it. I really want them to get it. And if you know this stuff already, please share it with others, to explain this stuff to them, because it'll help them. Okay, so this is a self-talk from Dr. Shad Helmstedter's self-talk app. And this one, I was just looking like, which one would be good that because this was self-esteem, that I'm not like good enough and I'm not smart enough. That's the program that's running, is because my two sisters were scientists and I was the pretty one, and I did not feel pretty, and they were both gorgeous. So it was like, something doesn't compute here. It's like, wait a minute, I'm not smart, they're gorgeous, and so, but yet I'm still not as smart as them. And that is still, like, they're programs that since I was young, 0 to 7, 7 to 14, there we go. And then repeat, and there was my master programmer. So this is a really, a deep program. And so self-esteem and feeling smart program of when I was young. So that's why I chose one from Dr. Shad Helmstedter's Self-Talk for Positive Self-Esteem, which is the one that I tell my clients, listen every single day to this when they're there for the first, usually 2 or 3 months, to get that self-esteem like in a good place. So this is the one phrase out of the many, but this is the one phrase that I chose for you today. I know that even the most negative programs of self-esteem I may have received in the past can be replaced with new programs of self-esteem that I choose for myself. And because I understand this, I always choose the programs that are the best. And the best programs for me is there's one called Supermind. And I'm going to start using that one to rewire my brain to tell me I remember things, I'm smart, I can get those things. And I've listened to it because I love it, but I haven't listened to it consistently, say for 30 days or 60 days. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm telling you that the program that I just shared with you is so disempowering. These programs are so disempowering. And what can we do with programs that now you know what a program is? Like training your ChatGPT or your AI to do what it is you want it to do. You're literally repeat. One of the biggest rules in neuroplasticity. So, and because the repetition, at first it's just always, your brain's always recording, and then it gets wired in. So I'm going to go back to ask you the question. If you knew that to be true, and you can do your own research on that, you don't have to listen to me, that the more you repeat something, the more it becomes, that's how you create a habit, right? What's a habit? What's a habit is just a thought that you've been thinking over and over, or saying a word, a phrase that you say over and over and over, and you're thinking it, and then you're doing it. Like you get up and meditate every morning. You get up and meditate every morning. And it's repeat, and you're doing, and then you have a habit, and then it starts getting to a default. And my whole mission is to get you to a default. I know I'm getting excited. This is supposed to be like 5 minutes. But anyway, to where your default is that you are rewired. You have wired the brains with being a quality person with what you can do. Possibility consciousness. That's another one. She said, they might not even know what consciousness is. It's like, yeah, that could be. That could be. I don't think that that's true, but that could be. And if you don't, then just think of it about being the awareness and understanding of who you are, that you are. And you can go spiritual, or you can just being aware that you have choices, aware. Consciousness is, I believe consciousness is unlimited. So just call it whatever you want it to be. I think it's the invisible, and it's just that awareness and understanding and knowing of who and what you are, and the ability to observe, like your emotions, and observe, rather than being your emotions, you're observing the emotions, you're aware. So, but in this, she told me, she's like, don't go into that, and I did. So when you tell somebody, don't do that, guess what they do? Because the brain doesn't hear the don't part. It's just like, go do that. So I did. Anyway, that is your self-talk phrase. I'm getting just too deep with that, but I want you to understand that we are all running on programs, and I'm going to go back to where I was so excited. And what can we do with programs? We can change them. And one of my clients and I had a big conversation about, she's a young lady, and it's like, and what do we do with programs? We change them. Yes! And I'm so excited. I'm bouncing up and down. Yes, we can change them. We can rewire those programs, which was why I'm so excited. I get to the end of this, why I was so excited to hear that, to be aware. Because before I'm just saying it and saying it, that's too much. I'll never remember it. And seeing that as truth, that was my reality. That was my truth, because I believed it, because I was saying it. And I repeated it and repeated it, and it kept happening and happening to me. And through all these years, even to this morning, I'm writing and everything, and I'm thinking, I'll never get this. I'll never get this. It's too much. I'll never remember this. And then it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, you're right. You won't remember it because you're telling yourself you won't remember it. That's a program. That's why I got so excited. Because if I don't know what the program is, I can't rewire it. The really cool thing, these deeper ones, because I've been rewiring for many, many years. The very cool thing about listening to self-talk, it's 30 days free in the app, is you don't need to know what the programs are. You don't need to know, feeling unworthy, or just the basics ones, fear of death, fear, being whatever it is that you're not accepted, that you'll never have enough, this lack and scarcity, and all of these are programs. And so you can rewire, and that you're not a, confident person. You can just, you can passively rewire 15 minutes a day, and by just listening. And it doesn't take any time, because they're just playing while you're getting ready in the morning, or you're showering, or you're working out, or you're walking, or you're doing your 5 minutes of working out. Every day you work out. I work out every day for 5 minutes. This is about 15 minutes. So maybe then you're going to take a shower, because it was such a vigorous workout that now you need a shower. So then you can listen to the rest of the 10 minutes while you shower. But that's how you do it. So I just thought I'd come on and just get a little more strategic in how I'm saying things, more, not strategic, intentional and strategic into what I say, just so that you get it, and that you share the videos, and that if it's important to you, you watch the video, and if it's not, you won't. But if you think there's someone that that it will help, please share the video. And let's get this message out that people can, that you and me, and this is another that Lynette said, you were, when I was talking to her this morning, it's like, you were born with unlimited promise and potential. And that right there would push up against people's, it's like, no, I can't even think that. Like, the world is finite. There's not enough land. There's not enough, you start thinking it's, I wasn't born with unlimited promise and potential, or like I could see how it would bump up against programs. And so maybe that is bumping up against one of your programs that say, no, that's not true. And the second you say that, it's like, okay, no, it's not true. And then you dismiss it. And then I've lost you to tell you the deeper truth about you and your ability to rewire your brain with the mental programs that you choose that support you, that to wire the brain. And so I'm going to be as much more intentional. I'm going to do my very bestest to be much more intentional. I'll just put it that way. And that's the story. So that's all I have for you today. And that went way too long because it's already 25 minutes. Okay. Well, I love you so very, very much. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything because you were born with unlimited promise and potential. Programs! But that's why you can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. And I believe in you. You can do this. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. Today is day 73, so we'll see you for day 74. See if I can close. I can stop this. Okay, ciao.